Hey everybody, Carrie here for ProofWLSWorks. So our topic this week is weight loss surgery in the workplace. This has been a really eye-opening thing for me this summer actually, because I had a very active job doing a food service position at one of the wineries in Niagara-on-the-Lake this summer, and definitely my weight loss surgery for sure had a big impact. Although I was in shape and active and able to do my duties perfectly fine, nobody takes a break to eat at all. And if you take a break, there's like, people are, they get weird about it. But I can't go for 8 hours and not eat anything and then suddenly have something at the end of the day to make up for all that lost time that I didn't have anything. And so if I took a break for 15 minutes, I always felt pressured to eat really fast. I've had office jobs before, and that was not really an issue because it's a different ethos, it's a different workspace, and definitely a different headspace. And a couple of times when I was working at the winery, I had waited the entire day to eat, and then finally, the second I got a break, tried to scarf something down. Of course, like it was mostly like the stuff that we had that we were serving customers, and like all the meats, like all the proteins are like doused in sugar, basically. I had one time I got really sick. I had a too much too fast reaction. And I got heart palpitations, I had to go throw up, you feel sick, it's freaking horrendous, and had to leave, and I got shat on for that like I can't tell you, okay? Not to mention, when I was having severe abdominal pain, because I had that internal hernia, pretty much nobody took it seriously, and that was a problem. So like, the day that I ended up going to the emergency room, I was doubled over in pain, and I was just like, I think I really need to go to the hospital. And I was told to go upstairs and hit the dish pit. These are kids who are working there, and I don't think they quite understand the gravity of, a health situation. And then if somebody's saying they need to go to the fucking hospital, they gotta go to the fucking hospital. Sorry for the swearing. It gets me riled up because, like, if I would have listened to them and just kept on popping the pain pills, like, after I went to the emergency room and they gave me, they sent me home with pain pills and PPIs because I thought I had an ulcer or whatever. They didn't do the right tests, and I went back to work the next day, and I was popping these pills, and after like an hour and a half, I was in so much pain, I was like, if I take another pill, I'm not going to be able to drive home, so I think I have to leave now. And what I was told was, oh, you probably just have the GI bug that's going around. We've all had it. So nobody was taking it seriously. And if I would have actually I'm sorry, I'm not going to take health advice from somebody who's less than half my age, and has no understanding of what the health implications are. They just don't know. If I would have listened to that, I might not be standing here today if I would have kept popping those pills. So it definitely depends on the workplace. For sure, it depends on the workplace. In other work that I've done, while I had, like, because I'm already like 8.5 years out. So previously, I've done work overseas. I had to make sure that I was working in an area that I could have like an emergency medevac to. Like, when I was doing the first year that I did transects, when I was working on my environmental studies degree, and it went down to Honduras. I originally wanted to go to Indonesia, but Hoga, the island that I was supposed to be doing that research at, it wasn't accessible. It was like a 3-day journey to get there. So there's no way that I could have done it there, and I had to do it somewhere that I could do an emergency medevac to the U.S. And so that brought me to Honduras, and that's how that all happened. On top of that, even there, like I was over bypass at the time, and I had a lot of nutritional issues, and I couldn't eat gluten, and I couldn't eat that, and I had to have like this high protein diet. And it was the end of the season, and there was like no food left for the project. And when I got eggs in the morning, and everybody else was having cereal, I got daggers like you wouldn't believe. People, and when I finished my meal, whenever I had left, I gave to my friends, because I'm like, here, take this, because I can't eat any more of this. Please have this protein, because everybody was protein starved, and the whole thing was mismanaged, and the food was mismanaged. And people were like literally starving. I mean, like these kids were losing weight like crazy. And, I don't know. So I think it really depends on the work environment that you're in. So I think it's easier in an office environment because like it's not as labor intensive. There's not as many food issues. There's different food issues. I mean, like I think that the other ladies really, really covered that well. And I think some of the solutions are really fabulous, of like bringing your own food and whatever. And I did bring my own food to the projects that I worked on overseas, but definitely it was an eye opener earlier this summer. And that's not the type of work that I want to be doing anyhow. So like the degree that I'm working on, it's not about working in a kitchen. It's about doing research and development for the industry. So it's a completely different line of work. It's a 9-to-5 thing. It's not this crazy labor intensive stuff that you see in commercial kitchens and restaurants and that kind of thing, where it's very often talked about this really, really negative headspace that can exist in some places. So that's it for me. Hope everybody's having a good week. See y'all next time.